Man, thank y'all for tuning in. You already know how I give it up, man. Thank y'all for checking me out. Thank y'all for continuing to support, to like, to comment. Whatever y'all doing, man, I appreciate it. But enough about me, man. Let's get to the show. You already know how I give it up, man. I don't like holding y'all for long. I know y'all got busy lives and things going on with kids, whatever the case may be. So let's get right to it. Man, as a father, and as some of y'all are a mother and fathers also out there, you know what I'm saying? This may hit home, so bear with me. A lot of us couldn't imagine harming our kids, better yet, somebody else harming our kids, or in that sense, anybody harming our kids. Shout out to WBFF Fox 45 News for the clip. Let's check it out.
A Baltimore County mother is facing charges in connection with the killing of her 11-year-old daughter. According to police, 34-year-old Kiana Dillon is charged with first-degree murder.
Tonight, Fox 45 News is delving into the charging documents as disturbing details are coming to light. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kai Jackson.
And I'm Mary Bubala. Let's go straight to Fox 45's Rebecca Pryor. She joins us live after the suspect's first court appearance today as her family is speaking out. Rebecca.
Yeah, Mary and Kai, I spoke with family members off camera today. They tell me that the mother in this case, that she was in the midst of a psychotic break, and today in court, a judge did order that her mental health be evaluated. Now, as you said again, the details of this incident, they are disturbing, but the family also adds, so were the warnings and calls for help that they believe.
So basically, they saying it was warnings, and that's something we definitely gonna break down and expound on later on in the video. That's something you hear a lot of, warning signs. I should have known. They did this, that, the third. They said this, that, the third. They posted this, that, the third. Like, these are things you hear. Something extremely violent happens, when something left, when something goes completely wrong. You hear these terms as if people knew but didn't know enough to help or didn't care enough to help. And I hate to say this, it's usually people that didn't care enough to help, but this is their way of making themselves feel good and rationalizing them not making the conscious decision to help. You're just putting it out there.
Warnings and calls for help that they believe went ignored.
Just a few months ago, captured on a relative's cell phone during their family's Thanksgiving celebration. 11-year-old London Wilson, dancing, laughing, and full of life. The once carefree moment, now a heart-wrenching memory.
The child should be in the basement.
Thursday, police responding to reports of a child in cardiac arrest. When they arrived at the family's Middle River home, London was found dead in the basement.
Not conscious, not breathing.
The girl's mother, 34-year-old Kiana Dillon, now charged with her murder. According to charging documents, investigators finding bruises on London's neck and arms, as well as blood around her mouth, nose, and hands. They also found a plastic drain cleaner on the floor that they believe Dillon used to strangle her daughter. When interviewing Dillon, detectives claim she was acting erratically and said groups of people were trying to set her up. She also believed London was in a relationship with the child's father and admitting to killing 4 of the family's pets to show her daughter what would happen to her if she didn't tell the truth.
Man, did you... What? She believed she was in a relationship? Listen, man. From what I'm hearing, and I don't know because, you know, obviously they didn't do an autopsy on the mom because unfortunately the mom is still here. Rest in peace, baby girl. Beautiful 11-year-old, man. Life cut severely short due to her mom inability to be a mom, and which I think she was heavy on drugs, because let's call it what it is, man. You know, we can sit here and we can beat around the bush, we can play crazy, but if you don't think drugs was in play, you're crazy. Which led to jealousy of her own daughter, which I know people like that, like around my way. That's, you know, people that's jealous of their own son, people that's jealous of their own daughters, right? Maybe they think, you know, somebody that they're dating want their daughter, or somebody that they're dating want their son. It's a crazy thing, but people deal with it every day.
Dylan's bail review hearing, the erratic behavior continuing. She demanded to represent herself in court and shouted fictitious law numbers at the judge. After denying bail, the judge appointing Dylan a public attorney and ordering a competency evaluation. Behind the scenes, the victim's aunt speaking out on social media, saying in the days leading up to the incident, Dylan exhibited alarming behavior, such as sharing disoriented and concerning messages on Facebook. The aunt claiming she made numerous calls to local agencies, but was repeatedly rerouted. Maryland's Department of Human Services claiming privacy laws prevent them from commenting on the case, while police claim they never received any calls. However, Dylan's criminal history is extensive. In 2005, when she was just 15 years old, she was convicted of attempted murder. In 2018, convicted of second-degree assault. And in 2021, accused of harassment and threatening to commit arson. The accuser writing in their complaint, Dylan has a very violent past and is still violent. She is a threat to society and a threat to me, my children, and grandchild. Dylan never showing in court, sparking a warrant for her arrest in 2022. Years later, Baltimore County Police never serving it. A police spokesperson claiming no fixed address and a misspelling of the defendant's name delayed the process. Fox 45 following up, asking if 2 years is an acceptable delay and that police believe they could have done more to protect this child. Those questions going ignored.
Now, another piece to this puzzle this evening. Family members, they tell me that London was missing from school for quite some time. Additionally, sources tell us that London and her mother, they were both seen at the ER at the University of Maryland Hospital this week. However, despite concerns being raised from nurses and doctors, I'm told security did not detain them. Baltimore County Schools and the hospital both saying tonight that they can't comment on this case due to HIPAA laws. Meanwhile, tonight the state medical examiner has done an autopsy and they've determined that London's death is indeed a homicide. Reporting live in Baltimore County, Rebecca Pryor, Fox 45 News.
Wow. Bear with me. It's a lot to unpack. Shout out to her family. Condolences to baby girl London for just, she didn't stand a chance at all in this situation. And I say that for a litany of reasons. One, Baltimore. I'm going to say, I'm not saying the whole city of Baltimore. I'm saying this particular town in Baltimore, being that you couldn't arrest the mom from 2022 because her name was misspelled and there was no address, but you can find everybody else. If that was an excuse, then you mean to tell me PDF can walk around all day from assaulting a child and get away if his name is spelled wrong? Alleged murderer can get around all day long free of any kind of discrepancies or being dealt with from the police or the system because maybe his address is not right. I find that being a piss poor reason to want to do your job. Then that's just my opinion. Sorry, not sorry. The mom had, on top of that, the mom had a ton of reasons why she should have been either in the institution, jail, obviously, or just not. She shouldn't have had custody of the little girl because she clearly wasn't mentally available or checked in to do so. The family members are saying they called the cops and they got rerouted. The cops said they never got called. Nobody wants to be held accountable. Meanwhile, this happens to the little girl. Come on, man. And again, I get it. Baltimore has one of the highest murder rates in the country. And everybody knows that, right? Baltimore's like, I don't know which number, but I know it's like top 5, easy. So it's probably so many crimes, so many cops being called, so many cop calls, so many disturbances, whatever the case may be, right? Just that phone probably rings all day, nonstop, just ringing. I can see why calls may get swept under or certain charges may be not filed or forgetting about. But no, I don't see. Because if you took that job, if that's your job, if it's too much for you, leave and let somebody have it who's more capable of doing what they need to do to protect the baby girls like London. Because what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing is basically lazy police work, piss poor mothering skills, And a family that had their fingers crossed, hoping nothing will ever happen until something happened. Then they're saying they tried to help when in reality they're just saying that so they can feel good and sleep at night. We all know the family ain't do nothing. We all know the cops ain't do nothing. And the mom did something. She did the worst thing. But in retrospect, she ain't do nothing. And the only person that's suffering from this is London. So again, I'll say this, man. If y'all are out there and you know a mom or a dad that's if the mom has a mental, a mental deal when she's dealing with where she can't really focus on the kid, or she's like super stressed out to the point where the kid is just crying all the time, or if the kid is like, 11, 12, 13, and they're kind of doing their own thing and nobody's, watching out for the kid. And if you're a parent, if you're a friend, if you're a family member and you see this, say something, do something, man. Don't just let what happened to London happen to your family member because you feel like, oh, it's not my business or whatever the case may be. Man, everybody and their mama wishing they would have saved that little girl, or at least did more to attempt to rectify the issues that she was dealing with, because it's a parent. They said that her and her mom was at the ER, and due to HIPAA laws, they can't discuss why they were there, but come on, man. And I get it. HIPAA laws are in place to protect people's, well-being and their health records and all that good stuff. But in cases like this, man, make it public. I mean, we've lost a little girl due to senseless parenting and I guess a break in the mental state. But whatever, man. Hopefully the family the mom be put away forever, wherever she needs to go, whether a mental institution or prison. I'm hoping prison. But wishful thinking, because I'm sure she's going to, if she's not crazy, she's going to play crazy so she don't go to prison. But at the end of the day, man, if you see something, do something or say something. Don't let what happened to London happen to a youngster in your family because you don't want to deal with, helping, or if you're too busy or whatever the case may be, man. Because there's somebody in this little girl family right now wishing they would have just done a little bit more. I'm going to keep y'all posted on what's going on with this. It's just sad all the way around. But again, man, thank y'all for tuning in. And if y'all like this content, man, like, comment, subscribe, man. Just continue to support. I love y'all, man. Whatever y'all want to see next, let me know in the comments. I got some more stuff coming up. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to jinx it, whatever the case may be, but just stay tuned in. And do any of y'all know anybody that this has happened to you, in your family? Do you guys know a parent that maybe needs, some assistance, or a father that doesn't quite got it and that may be on the brink of a mental break? Have you guys dealt with that? Are you in mental health? Can you guys relate to this case in any way? Hopefully not in the worst way, but have you guys seen anything close to it? Let me know in the comments. But again, man, you already know how I give it up, man. They gonna hate. Get them out your way. It don't matter what they say. Keep shining, keep grinding. It's all about timing. And I love y'all. With that being said, I'm out.